Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? I'm doing wonderful, thank you. You're looking very pretty today. I've had a little trouble with my microphone today, with my voice. I'm feeling a little sick, so I'm not doing too well in that department. This might be another terrible sound video. I apologize. One day I'll get good at this. Perhaps one day, probably not today, but we'll get there. Today we're going to be watching a match of myself because I'm finding it hard to find videos every week. Okay, so this is my third match in the 83 kilo division at the South Australian State Open in 2011. Yeah, 2011, 2012, I think. At this point, I'd won 2 matches by Americana and made my way through the division reasonably well. I'd only been training for 6 months. So this match I won't tell you the result, but yeah, it's an okay match. There are some good techniques in there from both sides. And I'm actually fighting a guy from JuiceJitero BJJ, where I train now. So, little old Adelaide, right? Okay, let's get into it. I've tried to drop the volume down on the video, but
Got this, man.
yeah, we do have a lot of yelling. Okay, so in the beginning, this guy looks a lot more prepared than me. He's got his hands up and he's just sort of like feeling out a little bit. My hands are quite low and also quite relaxed and loose. My gi's also about 5 sizes too big, so that was unfortunate. We do tie up. This grip that I'm going for here is more of a wrestling style grip. One of my coaches was a judo guy and he recommended us getting this grip if we can, because it does help. And even today I still do use it, mostly in no gi, but in gi as well. It's good because you can flare up the elbows and shoot in for a single or a double. A Ruda friend though, he pulls guard. Could go to a De La Riva here, or perhaps a tripod sweep if you wanted to hook that foot behind my heel. And I think he just sort of wanted to pull guard. Perhaps throw me over his head, but I end up just falling down and sitting on top of him, really. Watch that again. So pushes me into the air and down I go. Okay, we've got the fan of my computer exploding, so if that is a bit loud, I'm sorry, but it's like 10 degrees outside. It's totally, weather for a fan to explode. Okay, back to the match. Got my gi pulled down because it's way too big for me. Okay, he was going for a scissor sweep, which it does look like it would be able to work. He's got this leg here. I think the main problem was on his right leg. It was a bit too high at my thigh, and it needed to be lower. Ideally, because I'm standing up on this foot, you would switch to the other side and take this foot out, because that way, my foot's closer and I've got more weight on it, so it's easier to take out. What does happen though is I grab the belt, and grab the back of the gi, and come around to half guard. He does quite well at keeping me up and keeping this leg and my hips in the air. Good solid grip here on the back of my thigh. And Tiago's going to recess. Okay, now he's diving that head in deep, which is good, which is preventing my crossface with this left arm. Yeah, he could perhaps go to a deep half guard if he wanted to get this arm inside, but this is a white belt tournament, so perhaps not the easiest move for him. If he did want to go to deep half, he would be putting that inside the leg and then hooking my leg with one of his legs, depending on which way he wanted to sweep me. But we do continue on. What I should be doing here is cross-facing hard and pushing his left shoulder to the mat to really keep him down. What ends up happening, because I didn't do that, he's able to come up using his hand and his feet. And you notice my leg is still trapped in there from the half guard. And he's able to do a really, really nice sweep. Watch that again. So he comes up, pulls that leg through, keeps his head down, and it works quite well. So from here, what I should have done is control his top half of his body, put it back to the mat, maybe take out that arm there. As he comes up, I needed to not have my leg relax like it is. I needed to have more of a base. And he sweeps it through. He uses that hand and his head to really push me down. You can see he's right up in his toes here, driving into me, and sweeps me quite well. When he lands, keeps his head down still, controls my legs. He comes around to half guard. He could perhaps go around to side control, but I think my guard retention just sort of got him a bit there. Okay, controlling the hip here. That was nice. That was good. So getting back to full guard. We do get reset though. We come back, turn everything up, turn it up. Cool. So we get to half guard. So he's got the underhook here and the overhook on the other side, the crossface. I do get back to full guard though, and start working for this cross collar. I would like to see him, well, he needs to get his posture back first. I'm also working on getting this left arm across my body. I don't think I had much of a plan there, but with my knowledge now, I'd probably go for either an armbar or taking the back. But yeah, I didn't really know what I was doing there. Still working that cross collar though, and really breaking down his posture. There's definitely a sweep here because his weight he's pushing out on this leg. All of his weight's down here, exactly the same position that I was in before. But yeah, now the roles are reversed, and I would definitely be able to sweep him. I would need to break this leg or open my guard. Have this leg running down the side of his left leg, and then my left leg across his chest, with my foot on his hip here, like so my shin would be straight across his chest, and then I have a foot down there, and then the normal scissor sweep that you could do from there. I do not do that. Instead, we continue on with our cross collar. I try to bounce him up a bit to try and get a bit of a better angle, but that doesn't work for me. He's controlling my hips well. His hands are coming a little bit high though, and he's getting a little bit off the center line. When you're in someone's guard, you generally want to be dead center with them, unless you have more of a plan there. He does get around. We'll just go back. So here I could have perhaps gone for an omoplata or something, but it wasn't really there. I didn't have the technique. When he breaks my guard, he does quite a good job of stepping right over. We'll just watch. So he pushes down and then goes high with that leg, which is exactly what he needed to do. If he stayed low, I would have been able to. I might have been able to get a hook in and sweep him that way. But anyway, we continue on. I'm controlling that knee, but not too well. Trying to come up to do a similar technique that he did to me, but he is able to pass. I do keep that half guard, and I am trying to retain my guard. But it's not working for me. He's got quite good pressure going forward. He's got a crossface as well as starting to work out for a choke.
Let's go, Nick!
I think I'm keeping his arm trapped in there, his left arm. Ideally, I would be breaking this and trying to get an underhook, but his foot is about to slide out, so I do need to do something there to solve that problem. So he keeps coming around, he gets to side control, and he's working that DAS again. At this point, I should really have some hands around my neck, T-Rex arms to try and keep him away. Yeah, I do make my way up to turtle, and the grip is broken right now. I do bring my head a bit high here though. When I'm in turtle now, I like to have my forehead on the ground and then hands like here. And then that way it's nearly impossible for them to get an arm in. So yeah, my head is quite high here, and that does allow him to get the choke in. Right now, I'm coming up even higher. When someone has that choke, you generally don't want to go wherever they're telling you to go. Yeah, I am quite a bit higher here, and I do have this arm straight. There's a lot of attacks that he could sort of do here. Falls back and rolls me to the side, and at this point I tap, and that is game. The other guy wins, and that was the end of my tournament dreams. I got 4th in that competition, so that's not too bad. But yeah, it was fun. I think I might have to do a few more of my matches, because yeah, I'm struggling to find lower level matches on YouTube that aren't terribly filmed. I watched a match today of a guy fighting someone way heavier than him, and there was a beautiful half guard sweep in there, but the rest of the match was on the far side of the mat, and you couldn't see anything. You just got like this dude's feet while he was in side control. So if you have videos that you would like me to watch, review, critique and all that, I would love to hear them. Just leave a comment on this video, another video, somewhere. Send me a message on YouTube, you know, we'll work something out. Other than that, that is all I have to say. Thank you very much for watching.